I think it's time for me to introduce my mubaba.
So not things you say in a date night.
Tell me how moist that is in your mouth.
It's really good.
It's really good?
Yeah.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Miss Mandi Throwdown. This month I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm collaborating with some of your favorite creators. First up is Victor Peace. He is a home and lifestyle content creator. If you haven't checked him out on Instagram, you need to. If you're a man and you're watching this episode, you need to be following him because you could become domesticated, baby. And on this episode, we're doing something different, which is date night. I get to cook for him and he gets to cook for me. Do you want to tell them what you cook for me?
No, I think
We should show them?
Yeah.
Let's show you guys.
What's up, guys? My name is Victor Peace, and I'm a home and lifestyle content creator under the brand Domesticated. So, a couple of weeks ago, Mandi called me out on Instagram, and she was like, "Come to my place right now, and I'll make food for you." Then somehow she finessed me, and I'm here making food for her.
I mean, it's date night, so I would like to see what you would cook for me. And I want to see how excited you're going to be with the meal that I make for you. What are you going to make for me, though?
Okay, so today I'm going to be making chicken parmesan
Okay.
and asparagus, and what did you call the potatoes again?
Hasselback potato. So you're making something
Hasselback potatoes.
Yeah, you're making...
No, it's because, like, who names potatoes? Potatoes are potatoes.
They have a name. So Hasselback potatoes, some asparagus, and chicken parmesan. Okay. I'm just going to be here, good company. I'll pour you a glass of wine.
Alrighty.
And let's get to the throwdown.
And vibes, eh?
Yeah. I like the fact that you've already, marinated your chicken. What did you marinate your chicken with?
Oh yeah, so what I did was I used about 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar.
Okay.
And then I also added a teaspoon of olive oil. Mm-hmm. And then I added a bit of herbs. So that's parsley, basil, and then I let it stay for about 5 to 6 hours. So I had to do it before.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be really nice. And then from there, for the asparagus, it's going to be fairly simple. Mm-hmm. Probably just use butter and maybe garlic and then a bit of salt. And then from there, have the potatoes, the Hasselback potatoes.
Yeah.
Hasselback potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cut them up and then garnish it with Mandi's special sauce.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
pretty
now
much, yeah. A very simple meal, 30 minutes max.
We'll see. And he's also using the air fryer. So I'm excited about that because
Exactly.
he's like the air fryer king. I'm the air fryer queen. It's like a match made in heaven. So let's get to your throwdown.
All
So
right.
where are you starting off first?
So first thing we're going to be doing is start with the chicken and then move over to the
So you want to make
stuff.
the chicken first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have something to say, Mandi?
No, it's his date night meal, so. It's just that chicken cooks faster. The potatoes should be fresh.
Okay, I probably, yeah. Let me
Yeah, you start with the potatoes.
listen to
The throwdown.
Throwdown cream. All right. Oh yeah, so I'll start by slicing up the potatoes. Small, simple cuts, but just make sure you don't get to the very end at the bottom. So you just need to slice it a bit like that and then you're good to go. So we have 2 potatoes ready. And so pour in a bit of oil. So add in some garlic. Black pepper. Bit of olive oil. Yeah, so we've already preheated the oven. So the next thing we're going to be doing is putting the potatoes into the oven for about 15 minutes at 200 degrees. The next step is actually to cook the chicken. Normally I'd put it straight into the air fryer, but because I don't like washing dishes, so most times I use a baking sheet to do that. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So let me add in the chicken breast pieces that I'd already marinated before. Yeah, so before we put the chicken into the air fryer, so we're going to preheat it for 3 minutes, then start. The air fryer is preheated. So now let's add in the chicken. All right, then I'm now going to put it into the air fryer. And then chicken. Start. So we're going to air fry the chicken for about 20 minutes at 190 degrees. So as our chicken and the potatoes are cooking, so the next thing we're going to be doing is preparing the asparagus, and then we can start cooking it. I normally cook it as the last thing because it takes a very short while, so that's why I chose to have it as last. But I really love asparagus, so can't wait.
So you said this is like your best part, and I brought some wine for the best chef.
Merci.
Yeah. A little bit of red, so I think it's gonna be bad luck if I toast by myself. To date night.
Date night.
You requested for this wine. Don't look at it.
It's actually really nice.
Okay. That's good. How long is your chicken supposed to be in the air fryer?
Like about 7 minutes or so.
There's 12 more minutes to go. This thing is gonna be dry.
You can stop the air fryer at any time.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely cooked through.
Yeah, right?
Definitely.
It's already done, eh?
And it looks very sensual. Anyway, we're gonna turn off the air fryer for now.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, like, when did you fall in love with cooking?
I think in 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic, you were home. Were you a guy who used to just order in all the time?
No, like I used to cook a lot
Okay.
before that.
Okay.
But I didn't really pay attention to what I was doing. Like I could make normal, boring meals. Then eventually now, after some form of situation, and then, so I was like, you know what, let me reinvent myself and start cooking for myself and treating myself. So it's something I really like, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
Okay.
So, but eventually it became a thing. So I was like, you know what? As a way to transition from photography to something else, I was like, I actually love this content, and the best kind of content you can create is actually the kind that you love. So,
Yeah.
so it became cooking. And
So how did you come up with the name Domesticated for your brand?
I think it's someone who mentioned it. They're like, you're so domesticated.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that sounds like a good,
dope name.
Yeah, Spino, yeah. So I was like, let's do that, yeah. So domesticated. And so it became, I loved cooking, but I also loved having a clean space, and I loved interiors as well. So it sort of became like a 360. So it wasn't just about the cooking, it was also about how my space looks like and that kind of thing, just showing that men can actually do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because women every time are like, anytime I hold a knife, actually when I started out, every time women would give me advice. It's like, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't, like, because there's this perception that guys don't do these things and they don't know how to do it. So now it's just breaking that stereotype.
I think it's dope that you chose to embody whatever you wanted to do, regardless of whatever anybody was saying. It also makes for great conversation for date night.
I know, right?
Yeah. So what's next, now that you've chopped up your garlic?
Yeah, so you know the chicken is done,
Okay.
obviously.
Are you going to be sauteing your asparagus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then, wait, the potatoes are also done, right?
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
going to
so-
move over to the other side
Yeah, please do.
as you do your
Yeah, I
thing.
feel like
I'm in your space.
like you're my date, like you're supposed to be seated.
I'm
Waiting
sorry,
for the food.
sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wrong
Let
side
me-
of the table.
I know. I was bringing you wine. God damn. Okay.
Okay, so
What are you going to be doing to your asparagus?
pretty basic. So I'll place them in, then add butter, and then after it cooks a bit, then I add the garlic, and then
Okay. I would highly suggest,
would you
though,
want
before
to-
you start on the asparagus, just check on your potatoes. Like, pull them out, put a fork in them, just to see how tender they are.
you help.
You made me come back to this side.
Help.
I am very relaxed.
Help.
They tender.
Maybe a bit.
Under? Just slightly under.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is adding butter. So do you remember the first time we met?
I do remember the first time we met. Actually, do I?
Do you?
We met, oh wow. We met through Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, through Sharon Mundia, when we used to shoot This Is S. She introduced me to you, but I just don't remember exactly where. But I do remember where we actually had like a moment, which was when you came onto my first radio show. And I interviewed you because you were trying to be an artist. Yeah, you were trying to be an artist, and then you were like, oh my God, I'd love to come onto the show. And then you took me some really great portraits. Yeah, so I don't remember like what exactly happened the first ever time I met you with Sharon, but I remember all the moments after.
Actually, it was in Strathmore. It was in
Ah.
Strathmore University, and you guys had started a clothing line or something.
Oh yes, with her.
And then,
We were shooting stuff.
exactly. Yes,
Yes,
that's the first story. So
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Then I came to your place when you were with Yvonne.
Yeah, Mandi.
Yeah, I used to hang out like.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, we actually,
Yeah,
you
it's
went to
been-
my first ever apartment.
exactly, and now we are here. Date
Now you're
night.
cooking for me.
How many
very
years
special.
later?
8, 9 years later.
Oh, yeah, so for one, it's actually very interesting. Like
Yeah.
you speak more Sheng, yeah, and Swahili, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so how else have I changed?
And also feel like you become like like your own brand and your own self. Like you've
Yeah.
actually really grown into like who you're supposed to be. Yeah, because before like there's uncertainty and you're trying to figure things out, and then now all of a sudden like you're this strong woman.
For me, what's interesting is I remember when you started doing like video content, like way earlier. We were in, where's this place? Medina Palms for someone's wedding, and the content you shot, I was so blown away because I felt like I just knew you from like a photography perspective. So to have seen that work, I was like, oh my God, you're such a great storyteller. Like I was, and you know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
Medina Palms.
No,
when
I do.
talk-
Yeah. I even have the
so-
picture. Like I have a picture of you, like
Is it,
smiling.
is it on your phone?
Is it?
I'm playing. It's just unnecessary.
It
pressure.
actually is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like I look at it every night. It's like.
You are really putting me on the spot. This is what you decided to do.
Okay, no.
For me, what I find like even more like layers of like growth was just like most recently. We have never been in the club together. And then you walk up to me and you're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what am I doing here? It was my birthday weekend and we saw each other. Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
remember.
And I was like, you good? And you're like, yeah, I'm good. You know,
Yeah,
but
but-
what are you doing here?
But
You did
you guys
not.
are super dressed up though.
We were too dressed up for
so
that
dressed
club.
up. And I was like, hey, is it ever this serious?
What's interesting though is how both of us have had to explain ourselves, our personal life choices to the internet. Can
Exactly.
you believe that?
It's ridiculous.
It's
Like,
very ridiculous.
like for a moment it stopped my life. Like I didn't think it would take that direction because I've always been like I've always thought of myself as a graceful brand. Like in the sense that you don't appear in such things. But I guess life, like things happen, yeah. So people talk and maybe it's actually a sign of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're a bad boy.
no.
He's domesticated.
Yeah, I'm domesticated. I will say it nicely, domesticated. Yeah, so the next thing we're going to be doing is adding Parmesan and mozzarella to the chicken and then let it cook for about 3 minutes and then we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, so juicy. What's the least favorite meal to cook in an air fryer for you?
What's my what?
Least favorite meal to cook in an air fryer?
Oh my, not even the least. It's just like no one should attempt it.
Uh-huh.
But Gias are absolutely ridiculous to cook in the air fryer. If you want something that is going to come out and you're like, this is not how Bajias work, that is the worst thing to make. I also think like not using proper like you see how you're using like baking sheets, parchment paper.
Yeah.
If you use like these glass things that they say are oven safe,
Yeah.
trust you me to a
Doesn't-
pasuk. It's not oven safe.
You've tried?
Oh my God, I had a disaster. So I was making a frittata and I put the veggies into the air fryer with the glass thingy.
Yeah.
And when I pulled it out, everything seemed okay until I poured the eggs. I turned around and I just had the whole thing shattered. I even have video of it because that was when I was working on my cookbook. So I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this? So anything that they say is oven safe,
Don't put it in the air fryer.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Unless like
to know.
it's from like air fryer brand, but just don't risk
I've
it.
actually seen a bunch of stuff on this air fryer channels on YouTube, like merchandise and stuff that you can use inside. Yeah. So, but I feel like parchment paper does the
job. Yeah, it does really well.
What's that?
So now
Oh
what are
yeah.
you placing on
So
the
right
chicken?
now I'm adding mozzarella. So
Okay.
I've put in the Parmesan. Then now it's time for some mozzarella just to get it cheesy and creamy, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
All right. So back into the air fryer for like 3 minutes with the tofu.
It should even be less than.
Tell me, so I'll just keep checking. I'll keep stopping it. Hey, Akambia.
Guys, 200 is too high, but okay.
You need to cut it. Cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it.
No. Oh my God, you're such a rookie.
So not things you say in a date night.
So I'm just gonna ask, like, are you gonna like clean up as you cook? Like, you know, your chopping board is there.
Actually, normally what I do, like normal days,
Yeah.
when I'm not on a date night like this, because right now I'm trying to pay attention to you.
Oh my
So-
God.
So normally I'd clean up, so let me do that actually.
Everything seems ready.
Yeah, so everything is ready. So time for plating. So the asparagus, the potatoes, and
The chicken titties. We get to fondle some titties.
yeah. Don't you just love that, eh?
So, as you're plating, just like curious, like what's one meal you would eat for the rest of your life? If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life.
Actually, funny enough, not even if I would, but something that I do is actually I take ugali and goat meat every freaking day. Okay, not every freaking day, like 4 times a week.
This is where the date would end.
Let's see, but I'm here with chicken parmesan. For you. Me,
So,
at least my ugali.
I'm not even making you goat meat or ugali.
You know those
but
families
this is
where
the
you have
date
like
end.
multiple hot pots with different types of food because
Yeah.
everyone eats something different. Yes, that's what we're going to be having
our home.
at home, yeah.
You're skipping way too many hoops. We haven't even been on the second date.
Yes, but I know you will come for the second date.
Will it, as long as there's just no ugali. By the way, let me say this. I think ugali is great, but I feel like it can be great for like once a month, at most twice. Like literally, I eat ugali. I know my privilege is like screaming, like everyone should judge me.
Sorry. Oh yeah, no, I've gathered my thoughts.
Okay,
So,
my thoughts around ugali are simply like it's a great meal, but there's so many things that you could eat
how often do you make it?
twice in a month. I know my privilege just jumped out, but I don't know. I feel like there's tacos, there's like cilantro rice, there is a bomb giveri.
Do you want 2 pieces?
No, one is just fine. What else did you put on the asparagus apart from the garlic and butter?
Actually, just those 2 things.
Oh, you didn't put any like salt. I guess that's why we're on the date, for me to show him. I guess that's why
Actually, forgot.
It's okay.
Yeah, like I'm focused on you, man.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
confusing my faculties.
I love that our food is ready because I'm ready to throw it down for you.
Ta-da!
And now it's time for me to take over and cook for my date. I don't know if my date is ready for what I'm about to make. It's a very grown-up version of like something we possibly enjoy eating when we eat out. So it's gonna be chips masala, the grown version, with some lamb chops. How do you feel about lamb?
Actually love it.
Okay.
It's actually very tender.
Okay.
So most times you can't get it wrong.
Okay.
Yes, I'm hoping that it's actually really nice.
It's going to be super tender. So before I preheat the air fryer, I'm gonna top up your glass because that's what a good date does.
Trying to get me drunk, eh?
No. And also today's recipes are actually from my cookbook, The Melting Pot. You just need to check it out. Grab yourself a copy. I'm not gonna be giving you all the details because it's all in here. There's a link in the description box and you can check out. Do we do a toast now before?
There you go.
Okay. Now, as the air fryer is preheating, I'm just curious, you've done like photography, videography, you're now a home and lifestyle content creator. What's one other job you'd want to do? Like, and it cannot be in the influencing world.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, my day job is actually in technology. So this is actually what I do on the side. Yeah, so it's good for people to know that, so that they don't feel like how did you make all these things come together?
Because you work for what, an NGO?
Yeah, I work for an NGO.
Okay.
But also, like, what I'd want to do is actually astrophotography.
What photography?
Astrophotography, like shooting
astro.
stars.
But that's still within the
things.
same realm. I told you it has to be
Kinda.
something.
Maybe a sommelier. Yeah?
Yeah, you could be a
Yeah,
great sommelier. You like
exactly,
recommend
yeah.
good wines.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, and you could get the girls lit.
What? That, same way you're trying to get me lit.
You chose this wine, not me. So, interesting that you say sommelier. Have you been to Cape Town?
I've not been to Joburg.
Okay.
But I'd want to go to Cape Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go to Cape Town?
Yeah, sure. Let's go to Cape Town.
Okay.
I'm always game for a good time.
Second date. Ideas.
Oh my god! Let me say this. I was not expecting for Victor to make me blush. Shit is turning out to be something else. What's going on, bro? It was supposed to be like a chill.
Yeah, actually, I feel like you need to keep saying bro many times. Then it will sink
That was
in.
my first time. I'm not gonna say it again. It's date night. No peace. We've felt no peace. Now the air fryer has preheated. We're gonna be mogaing the fries. So whenever I make these fries, I just like to use the preset. I don't like to overcomplicate things. And
That's what I did with the chicken.
the chicken titties were too small. So when you have small titties, you don't cook them for a
it
long
comes
time.
to-
You can't fondle titties that have been cooked for too long. They're dry, they're
Yeah,
hard.
I'm too dry. Of course I am. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to chicken titties.
What? No, that's what.
You don't want to cheers to chicken titties?
No.
Why not? You chose 3 titties to make them. Cheers to your
Yeah,
titties.
that's
It's been 14 minutes. I'm just gonna take out these chips masala fries. They look so good. They always do. And now I'm just going to be popping in the lamb chops into here and placing them in the air fryer. I really hope my date is gonna love these. I just hope he's not outside there texting, you know. Just gonna pop these in here. And for this, I'm going to be using the steak function. Just gonna add 8 minutes. We'll be back in 8 minutes. The lamb chops are ready, and I think it's time for me to serve up my date. I really hope you're gonna love this meal. It's actually enough. How many fries do you want to eat? Like 4?
Like 50.
I'm sorry that there's no ugali. I can't believe like that's the meal you would eat every
Yeah,
day.
that's how I have to eat 50 fries.
Really.
Just to compensate.
I'm just curious though, like with somebody who really loves their home and, you know, it's always looking proper, if it caught on fire.
No, I don't. No,
What's
it
the
won't
one
last.
thing you're running back for?
Of course, my sofa.
Sir,
So, like,
So
I'll
you
drag
can't
it
even
out
take-
there. Like, I'll drag it.
how many lamb chops will you have? 2 or 3?
Or 2.
2.
Yeah, thank you. That looks really good.
Right? Air fryer baddies. Okay. Thank you. Ooh.
That fine.
It's just interesting, like how your meal has no stew, but we'll work through it.
It's interesting, eh? You all know why. Right?
Don't throw me under the bus. That's not what you do on your first date. Okay. I am really excited for us to enjoy our dinner thing.
Yeah, like, I'm actually very, like, I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because I need you to taste the food. Then I need to know what you feel about it.
Okay. I start if my reaction is bad.
Actually, yeah, let me just eat as well. So that I don't
Yeah.
see your reaction. Yeah.
We can see both of our reactions.
Okay.
If your titties are dry,
Okay.
I am canceling you.
Just have a leg it.
You like your titties dry?
No.
Okay, slightly dry. We'll take it.
Thank you. Yes.
Mmm,
Is it?
it's really good.
Wait, I need to.
Pretty good. Here you go. Tell me how moist that is in your mouth.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm the throwdown queen.
Then explodes in your mouth.
Oh, it explodes in your mouth? I love your descriptions. To a great dinner night.
You know, right? Yeah, so thank you so much. Like, I had so much fun. That was really good food.
Would you slide in my DM again for another day?
Yeah, for sure. calling you out again.
Winning.
I need to eat this food again.
I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and yeah, like buy a Mandi's cookbook. I'm actually doing it after this. And also I'm hoping that she's going to stock it with Domesticated.
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure. Mainly because Domesticated has like a lot of home and lifestyle, decor that you definitely need to check out. If you're dating somebody, if you got a ting, you need to make sure that they become domesticated and check out his site. Anyway, guys, I've had such a blast having Victor on this episode. Leave a comment and let us know what you enjoyed most about this episode. Until the next one, stay eating delicious.